you feel like a new man or a new woman, depending on who you are. What's up, guys? It's Mike, the Smokin Monkey, and this is Susie, my 2017 SV650. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. If you're new around here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos, because I've got a lot of good ones coming for you guys. But today's video is going to be about taking a day trip and exactly how good is the 2017 or 3rd gen SV650 for taking day trips. And I've done a few. I've had this bike for 2 seasons now. I've been riding it for about 5,000 kilometers, and I can tell you that I've had some good experiences and some bad experiences. So definitely I will share with you what I think, and whether or not you guys should use this bike for day trips, that'll be up to you to decide. But I will give you guys some good information, some good insight, and what I've found to be just general annoyances and things that are actually really good. So, like always, the sun's coming down because you know me, I like to ride at the evening times, and let's go find a nice spot. Let's go pull over. I'll give you guys my list so I don't miss anything. I have everything written down nice and organized for you guys because I care that much. So let's go. Without further ado, I'm gonna go pull over by the lake somewhere nice, and I'll tell you what I think. So here we are, guys, and hopefully the lighting is good for you. I know that it's pretty dark on this street. I'm not even supposed to park on this side, but I figured there's a little bit of light here, so hopefully it'll improve the shot. But first thing I want to talk about when you're taking this thing on trips is it's got actually a good sized tank. I was on a trip the other day with a few of my buddies. They had 2 bikes with them. They had a CBR 600RR, and I believe the other one was a Ninja ZX6R. And I believe that I was the last one that needed gas out of the 3 of us. So everybody's gas light came on before mine, and we didn't actually go until we ran out of gas. We went on a good long trip. I think it took us about 7 hours each way. But we knew that once we hit certain points, we would have to fill up just because there wouldn't be a gas station for such a long time. So, knowing that, I was always safe. I never had to worry that I was going to run out. I never had to worry that I was going to get into any kind of trouble and have it die on me. So definitely, the tank is a good size if you're going on any kind of trip. You don't have to really get into any kind of worries or any kind of trouble when you're riding. Just make sure, if you know you're not going to have a gas station for a while, a few hundred kilometers, a few hundred miles, just fill it up. Even if you're at half a tank, just fill it up. Gives you that peace of mind. You feel better. You'll know that you're not going to run out. And yeah, the other thing that I'm going to mention is it has good long gears. You don't have to shift as much as you do in other bikes. When you're on the highway, it's nice. If you have to slow down and you're in traffic, you're crawling along, it's not terrible. You can actually stay in 2nd gear for almost, I'd say, up to about 60 kilometers per hour, right? So that's close to 40 miles per hour. Definitely, that is stretching the gear. But if you're in a situation where you know you're not going to be going much faster than that and you're going to be slowing down often, like traffic, The gears are great. You're not shifting very often. If you need to go and you need to ride on the highway and you're passing people, the power is actually always there. If you're in 6th gear, you only need to really drop down to 5th and you can pass people no problem. So you don't have to drop too many gears. The power band is really good. And yeah, I would say that for long distance riding or even just for every day, definitely the gearing is perfect. The next point I will make is there's a lot of aftermarket accessories, like this tail bag. I use this tail bag whenever I go out on longer rides. It's expandable, so if I open up this zipper, it actually expands a good portion larger. So you guys can see it expands about that much more, so almost doubles its size. And this one's great. I use this and a backpack when I go, and it holds enough for 2 nights worth of clothing for me. Now, if you're going out on a longer trip, you can definitely get the top box, buy the frame that sits out to here, and you can get a nice hard top box. But in addition to that, they make some really awesome saddlebags that are either hard or soft depending on what you want, and they sit on the side here. They just clip right onto the frame and they clip off, so when you get off the bike you can take them with you. I don't actually have any at the moment, but I do plan on maybe getting some over the winter time so I can show you guys more of a touring setup on this bike just to see what it would be like, because I know a lot of people are interested in that. But for the time being, this is what I've got. I've got just this bag and I use a backpack, and it's more than sufficient for me for 1 or 2 nights. But if you're doing more of a week trip or something longer than that, then I would recommend definitely getting the saddlebags on the side. Like I mentioned though, the aftermarket is your friend. So there's lots of windshield options. This is the OEM meter visor. I prefer this because it gives me a nice even airflow over my whole body with a nice low pressure zone up until the top of my helmet. So you do get wind, but it's a low pressure wind. It's not like the same as if you didn't have the visor at all and you were riding around just stock. It does make a big difference. Now, there's a lot of windshield options. You can get yourself the GIVI, you can get yourself a Puig, you can get yourself this. I think there's a few others that I'm forgetting at the moment. But if you're using this for day trips or for long trips, you have tons of options. And I know that if you're a shorter rider, the GIVI will be great for you. If you're a taller rider, it might not be ideal, because for myself, it was kind of directing the wind at my head. But definitely, there's lots of options. And the last thing that I'm going to mention is the comfort. Now, personally, I've been riding with the the OEM seat from the SV650X. This is the tuck and roll version. But I've only had this for about a month now, maybe just a little bit less. So I've only done one trip with this seat. All my other trips I've done with the stock seat. With the stock seat, I can get about 2.5, 3 hours is pushing it. Let's say 2 to 2.5 hours of just sitting on the bike and riding before I have to get off and walk around because of cramps in my leg or in my butt or just general uncomfort. And when I was riding with my buddies, I could hold out a lot longer than them when they were on their sport bikes. Now, mind you, sport bikes aren't made for long distance rides, and they're known to be uncomfortable. But at the same time, a lot of people complain about this seat, and a lot of people say that, well, not this specific one, but the stock one. A lot of people complain about the seat. They say it's hard, they say it's uncomfortable. And personally, all of my friends that have tried it have said it's really good, have said it's really comfortable, and it's really cushiony. So, to each his own. I believe once you break it in, it's better. But I have had a lot of good experiences where I haven't had to get off for a long time, and I haven't had any bad experiences to the point where I have to pull over right away because it's just unbearable. Now, keep in mind, when you're riding, you're going to pull over for gas, you're going to pull over just because you want to take pictures or you want to have a smoke or whatever the case may be, use the bathroom, and that'll give you that relief. So walking around for 10 or 15 minutes and letting the blood flow through your legs and into your butt and whatever, it helps so much. It's immensely different than just sitting on the bike the entire time. Once you walk around for 10-15 minutes, you feel like a new man or a new woman, depending on who you are. But that's what I think about taking this on day trips. So far, I've only been giving you the positive, so I'm going to give you a couple negative points because there isn't too many. But let's hop back on the bike. I'll tell you what the negatives are, and you guys can decide for yourself if this is good or bad to take on trips. Before we get back to riding, let's just take a moment and appreciate how ballin' this guy is. He got a nice little red Vespa there. He's got his old SL500. Jeez! Big baller. And a nice beautiful view to end off the ride on the way back home. So, the first thing I want to mention, guys, when you're going on a day trip or when you're just riding this bike in general, the one thing that I've noticed that really pisses me off, and you really notice it when you're on day trips, is there is nowhere to lock your helmet. Now I know that seems like a minor little thing or whatever, but when you're constantly pulling over, well, not constantly, but when you're pulling over on your trip for gas, or to go into a restaurant and eat something, or you just want to go and walk down a little bit of a hiking path to go take some pictures and see something nice that you haven't seen before, you have to take your helmet with you. Now, I have a solution for this where I actually don't take my helmet with me, but there's nothing built in from the factory on this bike where you can lock your helmet, leave the helmet with the motorcycle, and keep going with your day. Now, my solution is I should have showed it to you guys when I pulled over, but it's a $15 cable lock. It's about this big, the same size as like the gas cap. It's like an oval, and it has a cable. You can extend it, put it around whatever you need to, and loop it back in and lock it. And this is a cheap little lock. It's nothing fancy, nothing special, and I know if somebody really wanted to, they could probably cut that with a pair of tin snips or something, but it gives you that security and that peace of mind that you don't have to take it with you every single time. Because if you're leaving it out there to go into a restaurant to eat, or if you're just going in to get gas, or whatever the case may be, short little instances where you're not going to be at your motorcycle, you can definitely leave your helmet there. And I use that cable lock. I actually loop it through one of the loops underneath the seat where the seat latches in. There's like a little hook there. I loop it through that, and I just hang my helmet on the side, and then I lock my seat in, and I leave the lock on the inside, so you only really see the cable. Now that's kind of nice because people don't really see the lock. They don't know what's locking it in. They just kind of see it locked there, so they assume it has a helmet lock. I've never had anybody tamper with it. I've never had anybody do anything stupid or anything that would make me feel like it's not going to work for me anymore, or it's not safe. So definitely I recommend that. I picked mine up on Amazon. It's made by PackSafe, so I'm sure you guys can find something like that. It's made for like locking your backpack or locking up just little things, nothing too valuable. And the one other thing that I could think of that actually I really don't like when I'm on long trips is the brakes. Now, they're not the worst brakes I've ever had on a motorcycle, but they're not the greatest. They're a little bit weak, and I do find you get some brake fade when you are riding it pretty hard and you're on it for a while, getting in some corners and stuff like that. Now, when you're on day trips, how this applies is if somebody jumps out in front of you, or there's traffic, or we like to ride in the country, if you see an animal on the road, you need to sometimes act very quickly. And the bike doesn't quite stop as aggressively as I would like it to. It has that bite, but it doesn't, I don't know how to exactly put it, but it doesn't grab or bite as hard as it should. So basically, I need to upgrade either my lines or something to get myself that little bit extra bite. Somebody mentioned that they got some levers and it helped with that. I don't know if the levers are going to make a big difference, but that is the only other thing that I would mention. The brakes aren't as strong as I would like, and there is no helmet lock. Now, those aren't really deal breakers for me because it's not like it has weak brakes. The brakes work great. Like I said, they're just not as aggressive as I would like. And the helmet lock, I solved that feature as well. So it's nothing that's a deal breaker in my eyes. Now, for you guys, I'm sure there's other things that you might have thought of that I didn't mention. So definitely drop me a comment, ask me a question, and I'll be happy to answer it for you guys and let you know what I think or how I've had that experience. And hopefully this video was helpful for you guys and helps you guys see if this is a bike for you, or if you already have this bike if you actually want to start doing some longer trips. It is coming up to the end of the season though, and I am going to go pick up some oil and an air filter soon, so I'm going to be doing some maintenance videos if you guys are interested in that. I'm going to be putting those up soon in the coming weeks. I'll be doing oil change. I'll be also doing a chain cleaning possibly. If that's something you guys want to see, let me know in the comments section, because that's pretty universal. I'm sure almost everybody knows how to clean their chain, but if you guys want to see it, I'm happy to tape it, whatever. I'm going to be doing the oil change, maybe a chain cleaning, and the third one is the air filter. I actually have to remove the gas tank to do that. That's why I'm going to be showing you guys how that's done. And if you guys are interested in any other service or any other kind of things like that, don't be scared to ask. I'm always happy to help you guys out and show you guys how it's done. But thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave me a line and a like. Please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos, and hit that bell icon so you guys get a notification right when I drop a new video, because I have them coming out all the time. Once again, guys, thank you for being here with me, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Ride safe out there, and peace.